In this video, I'm going to share with you how to actually write. I am a published author. I have 7 books, and you can find all of them on Amazon or other booksellers. And so I think a lot about writing. I'm working on several other book projects, and writing is something that people typically don't get trained how to do. Like maybe in English class, we learn how to write, but nobody tells us how to be a writer. So I want to share some key ways that you can make sure that you get your writing done. As one famous writer put it, the only way to be a writer is to stop not writing. But how do you actually do it? So step 1 of 5 steps is to make a plan. And here it's helpful to just think through who, what, when, where, why, and how. So who is your audience? Who is it that you're trying to reach with your message? What is your message? What is the thing that you think people need to hear? What do you still need to learn in order to share that with others? When will you write? Where will you write? Expecting it to just sort of happen throughout your day in the nooks and crannies between appointments is probably not realistic. If you don't pick a place and pick a time, it's not going to happen. And then the why question. Why is this topic important to you? And why should you be the one to write it? How will you organize your words? Like, where are you going to put them? Are you putting them in Word or in Google Docs or some other program? And how will you distribute it? Are you writing for Substack? Are you writing a paper for a class or for a conference? Are you writing a book? And do you plan to have it published traditionally or do a self-publishing option or publish it online somehow? So part of making a plan is to sit down and think realistically about what is it you even want to do. And that plan may evolve over time. In a future video, I will talk about how to get a publishing contract and how to go through that, negotiate that process, particularly if you are an academic. But let's go to number 2. After you've thought through your plan, here are the 4 practical things that you need to do. And all 4 of them are things you need to block. So first of all, block off time. And by this, I mean actually putting it in your calendar as an appointment. Make an appointment with yourself to write. Choose time where you are most alert, where your brain is operating at its best capacity. For me, that's more early morning, but I have a friend who says her best writing time is between midnight and 4 a.m. So whatever the time is for you, block it off on your calendar and keep the appointment with yourself. Choose the time where your energy is the best and where it's an appointment that you can realistically keep. So like you can't make an appointment with yourself to write in the middle of another obligation. Be realistic about what time can I set aside and then block it out. How much time should you block out? It depends, but I would recommend starting with a small and realistic amount of time, like an hour or 2 in the span of a week. Look at your week schedule. Is there some place where you can block off 2 hours and become unavailable for those 2 hours? And then you can write. Now, you'll have to actually block off space, block off distractions, and block out naysayers to get this done. So let's go through these one at a time. Block off space. Some spaces are more conducive to writing than others. Not just everywhere works. So you need to choose somewhere where you personally can focus. For some people, that's a coffee shop or an airplane or some busy public setting. For me, this office is a great place for me to write. And so I'm able to be productive here, but you have to also make sure it's a place where you can be less distracted. I actually put, and this doesn't have to be high tech, I actually put this little sign on my door. Right now there's a sign on my door that says recording in progress, but when I'm writing, I put this sign on my door so that people know not to disturb me because I'm using my best focus. Some people like to write at home. Others like to go away to a cabin in the woods. That's probably not something you can do all the time. But wherever you can write, block off that space and kind of create a space that's conducive to writing. Then block out distractions. This means whatever is distracting to you. It could be you're trying to write at home, but you're noticing there's laundry that needs to be done, or there's cleaning that needs to be done, or there's other things kind of vying for your attention. Whatever you can do to minimize distractions, do it. Flip your phone upside down so that it goes on to airplane mode, do not disturb. Turn off your Wi-Fi if you need to. Turn off social media, close down your emails. All of that stuff will still be there waiting for you when your writing time is over. Nobody is going to protect your writing time for you. You have to be the one to do it. You have to decide, this matters to me and I want to get my work done. I find that airplanes are a really great place to write, so I always go into a flight with a plan of, here's what I'm going to read or here's what I'm going to write. For me, not having Wi-Fi is wonderful in terms of focus. Finally, block out naysayers. Some of them, the biggest barriers to our productivity in writing are psychological. It's the voices in our head. It's probably not other people saying this to us. It's probably us saying it to ourselves. You don't know enough. It's going to be bad. Nobody's going to read it. Nobody cares about this. Those voices need to be silenced. It isn't true. You do know enough to share something with other people. It might be bad, like your writing might be bad for a while, but nobody actually just spontaneously writes really well the first time. All of us need to go through a long process of editing our work so that it's structured well, so that the sentences flow smoothly. This does not come automatically. For tips on that, check out my other videos on how to write well and how to avoid common mistakes. I think the biggest things that can help us overcome this, the naysayers in our head, are to overcome two problems: the lack of inertia and the lack of wins. So what often happens is, like, because we haven't been writing, it's really hard to start writing. But once you get started and you can get some momentum, then it's easier and easier to use even small blocks of time to get writing done. The other thing that's difficult is if you don't have a positive relationship with the idea of writing because you feel like you've been a failure in the past. So to overcome that, you have to actually have some success in writing, which is a little bit ironic because how do you get that before you've done it? Part of developing a more positive relationship with our writing is to actually stick to the plan, blocking off the time and the space, and blocking out distractions so that we actually get something done. So make a realistic goal. Do you want to write 200 words, 500 words? Do you want to read this article and take notes on it? What is it that you want to accomplish in the time that you've blocked off? Don't just sit down and think, now I need to write, and it's just this generic amorphous thing that you need to do. Think about specifically, if you come into your writing time with a specific to-do list of, here is my goal for this 2-hour chunk of time. I want to read these 2 articles and take notes on them, or I want to write the introduction, or I want to make an outline for the paper that I'm doing, or I want to work on a book proposal. The more specific your to-do list is, the more you can have a sense of success because you accomplished the thing that you planned to do during that time. If you need to, make sticky notes and stick them around your computer screen, reminding you of the truth and encouraging you, whatever the naysayers are in your head. I had one for a while, a sticky note: don't be intimidated, just get it done. Like, don't spin your wheels thinking like, I don't know, this is big, maybe I don't have what it takes. That's a real waste of your mental energy. Just do it. Nobody was born knowing anything. Like, when we're born, we don't know anything. We all start at zero. In fact, often when I have started a book project, I have started not knowing very much about the thing I'm planning to write a book about, but I'm committed to the process of learning what I need to know to share that knowledge with others. So trust the process and make yourself a sticky note if you need the encouragement. And most of all, make your plan, block off time, block off space, and block out distractions so that you can start writing. Best of luck to you as you write. Next week, come back and check out my video on tools to use as a writer that can help make your process flow more smoothly. Have a great week.